Hello guys, and welcome to the moon. My name is Carl and I'm bringing you this cryptocurrency video and this very special interview with Didi Taihuru, a friend of mine who is famous for selling everything and going all in on Bitcoin. This is going to be a very fantastic episode. Didi, how are you doing today?
Man, Carl, thank you for having me on your show, man. I'm doing perfect, man. I'm in Mexico, Tulum at the moment. It's already a few years ago that we went all in. We have been meeting up many times now. Looking forward to spend some physical time with you again somewhere else in the world, like we did in Copagan. And we had great times there. And now we are in Mexico, but let's see where we end up next.
Exactly. Yeah, we're both traveling the world, seeing each other in different countries. It's very cool. So I think let's get right into the interesting part about you, because I think that many people already know about you, but some people they don't. I remember because I knew about you before I met you. I saw these videos on YouTube and I saw news articles about this guy who sold everything he owned and bought Bitcoin for literally everything. And that was such a fantastic, spectacular story. I think it's spread globally. Can you explain to us when did this happen, and what were your thoughts when you actually sold everything? Because you basically put your whole family on the line, kind of, right? Because your
Yeah.
family depends on you. So let me know how sure were you about this bet?
So it's a long story. I will try to keep it a little bit shorter because then people maybe understand the mindset behind the choice. Because a lot of people it looked really reckless, but it was not that reckless that people thought it would. Because when I was 24 years old, my mother was 48 and she died, and I couldn't cope with those feelings. So I became this workaholic, and I started to build up my companies. And in those 14 years, I built up that company. One of those companies was an IT business, and I started to mine Bitcoins and Dogecoin in 2013. And that went on to 2014. I saw the first crash, of course. I freaked out a little bit. I needed to sell to break even with my investment in the mining rigs. And then at the end of 2014, my father called me. So that's like 12 years later that my mother died. And he's calling me, I have 1 more year to live. I have cancer. I'm diagnosed. I'm going to die. At that moment, my world like just collapses. I don't care about anything anymore, about business, about money, about Bitcoins, nothing. I hire some management to run my companies. And I decided the last year, 2015, to go and live at my father's place, spend the last couple of, Christmas, Easter, all that stuff with your father. A year later, he dies. I get a huge burnout. I need to change life. And at that moment, I decide with my family, let's go on a trip. Let's go on a 3-month trip to Thailand, just mentally reset, physically reset. I need to breathe again. And during those 3 months, I discovered I was pretty happy with just a few backpacks and not my huge house and my Jeep Cherokee and my cabriolet and all that stuff. I felt completely free. And at that moment, a friend calls me in Bali and he's like, Didi, do you still have your Dogecoins? Do you still have your Bitcoins? And I'm like, yeah, man, but I'm on the beach in Bali. I'm not interested in checking those coins at the moment. But he's like, the revolution is starting again. It's really starting. We need to get in. So in the evening, I check those coins and I'm like, I call my sister. She had my laptop in the Netherlands. I ask her, open the laptop carefully. It's an old one. Check the wallet of the Doge, check the Bitcoin wallet. And I still had a paper wallet in my safe and she was checking it and it was all there. And I could finance the whole trip we got and did at that moment for 6-7 months to Asia, just of the profits of Bitcoin. And I saw the community growing. Then this fire started to burn again in 2016, 17, January. And I felt energetic and I wanted to live the revolution. So I told my wife at that point, why don't we just fly home, sell the house, sell the car, sell everything we own, your clothes, your shoes, the kids' toys, go all into Bitcoin, support this revolution, and then just see what happens. Because at that moment we saw, because of the traveling in Asia, that like 80% of Asia doesn't have access to the financial system. Most of my family on the Moluccan Islands, they don't have bank accounts. They don't even have an address. They can't even KYC or verify for a bank account. And at the same time, I saw this tools of blockchain and Bitcoin again becoming more important and important. And that combination made me believe this is going to be the future. I missed the internet boom and all that craziness. Now I'm not going to miss this blockchain boom. And we were very happy just traveling as a family. And so everything flowed naturally into that situation that my wife and I agreed. We need to start to live by example and lead by example for our kids to show them that life is not just about accumulating wealth, but also about accumulating happiness. And that all and combined made the decision for us, fly home, sell the house for Bitcoins. Yeah, and that was called by the media, and that was how we were born to the Bitcoin family. That was the short version. Sorry, always talking too much, Carl. Always
Yeah.
talking too much.
So when exactly did you sell everything and go into Bitcoin? On what price level? What year?
And so we started to sell the cars in January 2017. So that price level was around 800 to 1200 US dollar. That is when I sold the Jeep Cherokee and the Cabriolet and everything and the motorcycle. And then we flew home in May. And that is when we started to sell the house, furniture, yeah, everything else, the clothes, the toys. So we had these huge garage sales where we just started to sell. And all the money that we got was converted into Bitcoins. The house would partly sell for Bitcoins, partly for money. The money also was converted to Bitcoins. I think the latest part that we invested was September 2017. That was my pension funds. So that was when I discovered I still had pension funds. I was a secure guy that saved years every month. And I asked them, I called them, and like, can I get my pension fund like early? And they said, yes, but then you will lose 40%. And I was like, okay, I was so much believing in Bitcoin, I will triple it in a few months. So I took my pension fund and also went into Bitcoin, and yeah, we did triple it in a few months. We were lucky, of
Wow.
course.
Cool. So I guess your average entry must have been like maybe $2,000 to $4,000, something like this, maybe.
Yeah, I think the average is around 3K, 3.5K is the
Yeah.
average. And then, of course, in 2018, and yeah, we started to buy the dips again and
Yeah.
everything. And
Yeah.
we didn't sell everything in 2017. My knowledge was not enough to know that that was the top.
Same.
But
Same.
we did exchange a little bit, of course.
Yeah. Very cool. So having such a low entry price, I guess you're doing very well today. How is your financial life right now?
So, Carl, yeah, I'm always very transparent, honest. Yeah, we didn't completely do it to become millionaires because we share a lot with charities, and because of the drop from 6K, let's say from 12K to 6K, and then 6K to 3K, I didn't expect those drops. And at that moment, we were giving a lot to charity, and then bam, you see your capital like declining with 50% and another 50%. And in 2018, let's be honest, guys, it's like every month I'm a family of five. I have $3, 15, 13, and 10 years old to feed. And we travel the world and it's expensive. And in 2018, like life costed us more than a Bitcoin per month. Now we live 1 year of a Bitcoin. So um, we didn't become like filthy rich with it. But then at a certain moment in the time, I was in Copenhagen, I met some YouTubers and they educated me on Didi, you should be starting YouTube. And then everything started to turn around again. And you taught me how to use my um, fame in this niche market and your knowledge and then combine it
Yeah,
with
for everyone who
YouTubing.
don't know, we met on Kopangan together. We were spending
Yeah.
so much time there, and I really inspired you, I think, to make your own YouTube channel. So big shout outs to your YouTube channel. I will leave the link down below, of course. I think you
Yeah.
guys should go and check it out. I think you still upload daily there, right?
Yeah, I still upload daily. At the moment I met you, we did it like once a week, a family video. And then because of chatting with you, I understood, how the YouTube algorithm works. That's
Yeah,
why I started to do it daily. And I really have fun in it. It's like it became a passion.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I think I
but
remember
still,
I think
yeah,
I told you to, yeah, make daily videos and make like simple videos, not too complicated, like talk about news and price what people are interested in. And I mean, you're doing so well. I think your channel is
yeah,
very, very watchable, and I think everyone should go and check it out. Definitely. I'm very happy that you actually took my advice and really, really like did something good about it. So very cool. And I'm
yeah.
guessing you're able to get some extra revenue from that, right?
Yeah, of course. I always say, I don't want to exaggerate about our income and everything, but we are doing very well. People can do their own calculations. Travel the world with a family of five for 5 years. On average, this costs a lot of money every year, and we can do this, and we still can live. Let's be like this. If I would want to buy back the life I had before, I could buy back the life I had before. I could buy back the house. I could buy back the cars. I could buy back the companies. I could buy back everything and still have left over. So yeah, we are doing fine. But also now in Tulum, all the revenue from YouTube, a huge part of it goes into charity. I'm starting to build a school now here in Tulum. I found the project by accident, and I donated now $3,000 from the family itself. There came some other donations. So in total, there will be build a school, a football field. You know,
Mm,
we
beautiful.
our life is all about leading by example to the kids. showing them that giving is also okay. And in my opinion, I also try to lead by example for the crypto community. I'm from the generation X. That's like from 78. I'm 42 years old. I just want to give an example to all the community in crypto. Okay, we make huge profits. We make shitloads of profits. Sometimes also share a little bit with those people that should be profiting about from the peer-to-peer project that Satoshi Nakamoto started 11, almost 12 years ago now.
Very good. Yeah, giving back is a great thing. I think we should all do more of that. It's a very inspiring story that you have. And I guess something I would like to know is what do you believe is going to happen now? Because you have been here for many years. You sold everything. You bought Bitcoin at like $3,000-$4,000. We're now at insane levels. We're going closer and closer towards $100,000. But right now we're somewhere between like 50 to 60,000. What do you think? Are we going to see Bitcoin go up to 300,000, 1 million? What's your prediction?
My gut feeling tells me that we are going to do a copy of 2013, which means that in 2000, if we translate 2013 now to 2021, and you look at this huge logarithmic growth curve, you have this midline, and I think we just broke that midline on the weekly and the monthly. And I think in 2013 we pulled back to the 21 MA, which would mean that we could grow to 70K at the moment, and then see this crash of 40% or 30% to 50K back, spend a little bit time between 50 and 60K before we get enough community behind the next run all the way up to 100 or even 200K. I always think that these bulls play a game, when it's full moon, they push the price. And I hope the bulls will try to push the price on the 21st of December in 2021 to 221,000 US dollar. I think it would be a really cool moment to have that price, 221,000 US dollar on the 21st of 12th of the year of 2021. That's a lot of twos. It was at the end, Carl, I'm in it for the very long term. I know the demand is growing. It's only growing. All countries are starting to mine Bitcoins, even incentivizing their power plants to mine Bitcoins. All the billion-dollar valued companies are adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. This is going nowhere but up. At the end, we will see a $1 million Bitcoin price. At the end, we will see a set that is comparable with $1 cent. I really believe in Bitcoin being this new 21st century gold in combination with a peer-to-peer cash that everybody can use all over the world.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm super bullish on Bitcoin. I think we're both in it for the long term. We're both holding the majority of our wealth in Bitcoin. And I think both of us have also inspired many other people to do the same. And I actually can relate to what you did back in the days, because I worked in a grocery store a few years ago, and I made like only $1,500 per month. And I literally put in almost every single dollar into Bitcoin every single month. I had almost no money to live off of because everything was in Bitcoin. And of course, no one accepts Bitcoin in Sweden. So I was a little bit similar, and I didn't really have any assets, so I couldn't really sell anything, but I put everything into Bitcoin. So I think we're a little bit similar in that way. We were so sure, both of us, we knew this is going to play out. Bitcoin is the future. And I think that goes to show that you have to do research about what you're buying. You have to know what you're buying, because then you can have the confidence to do these very, very extraordinary bets. And I think it's very cool that that we're both sitting here. We're still holding Bitcoin. And what's your plan? Like, are you going to take profit somewhere? Are you going to hold to forever? And like, what do you see the next like 10, 20 years for Bitcoin?
Yeah, so it's, many people ask me, what is your exit strategy? But I don't have an exit strategy. I refer to it as my multiply Bitcoin plan. So that means I just multiplying my Bitcoins, which means, when we come near the top, and we can see this in the indicators, on many indicators, and also, of course, on off-chain analysts as well. And I will exchange a little bit to a stable coin, and yes, maybe even use that stable coin or stake that stable coin to live off the high yields that you can get in this new DeFi industry. And partly I will hold my Bitcoins and use high yields when Bitcoin crashes to the new bottom, in my opinion, around 40,000 US dollars somewhere in the far future. You buy back your Bitcoins, and then it's how you multiply them. I don't have an exit strategy exit strategy like I'm going to back to a bank account because then I need to open a bank account. We don't even have bank accounts anymore. I only have these DeFi products that are connected with a debit card that you can use all over the world. So for me, not an exit strategy, just multiplying my Bitcoins. I refer to it as plan B on Twitter instead of plan B. Yeah, which means, you step out and you take your funds and try to stake them, get some high yields, live with the high yields in the bear market, a little bit of your Bitcoins to short the market, like you did, guy. You did really well, I think, with longing the Bitcoin market on the right time with a low leverage. You can do it the opposite, of course, with a low leverage, short the Bitcoin market and in the bear time, and then at the dip, we all start buying back, and you run the new 4-year cycle again. And I think the bear market and the sideways years, those two green candles that will be going sideways. If you look at the yearly chart, that will be our holiday. We finally get some rest and time to enjoy life a little bit more than these bullish years.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm also waiting for these 4-year cycles to play out as they have been doing for the past 12 years. And when people ask me what is my exit strategy, sometimes I tell them that Bitcoin is my exit strategy. Bitcoin is kind of it is the lifeboat to help us out of this financial disaster that is this monetary system and the fiat currency system, because we both know that it's going to collapse at some point, and Bitcoin can be our exit strategy out of this system, I think. So no point in selling Bitcoin to dollars, right? Why would you want to sit and hold dollars? So maybe before we wrap this up, if you have any more, do you have any more interesting points to share before we wrap this up?
No, I don't want to make it too long for you guys. I know you're very busy, Carl. I'm very happy that you took me on the channel. I think we both do this out of the passion for educating people. And I think we want to prepare people for that crisis, and we want to make sure that people hedge their wealth and they protect their capital by going into Bitcoin. And I think you're doing a kick-ass job. I think I'm doing a very good job as well. And I think we need to keep doing this, and we need to keep starting convincing and educating people on what could happen and how they can exit that running in that hamster wheel, that life, and how they can change their life by just a few simple steps. At the end, we all have amazing Bitcoin stories to tell. And I think those Bitcoin stories will educate people in how to change life and how to grab life by the balls, I say it always, and just change, just do it. Take a leap of faith and believe in Bitcoin and this whole revolution that we are fighting in as a community.
Yeah, very great final words. And I want everyone to go down and like this video now, because this video was absolutely phenomenal. I enjoyed it a lot. Didi, thank you for being on the channel. Do you think we can reach 10,000 likes? What do you think?
I think we are going to smash the 10,000 likes. They need to smash the button now. Smash it really hard.
I think so too. We will do it. Perfect. All right. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in the future, Didi.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.